Welcome, guys, to Three Shades of Real, where three women, a mama and her two daughters, come together to share unique experiences on life, relationships, and everything in between. Girls, today we are touching on a topic that I think is going to bring a lot of attention.
I think so too.
Yeah, we are talking about this concept of intimacy following the delivery of a baby.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, big, heavy topic.
Let's do a temperature check first,
Okay.
since it's been a while.
Sorry.
How's everybody feeling? Sterling, how you doing?
Big man is on campus today.
Oh, yeah.
We also have another guest with us. I don't know if you guys can see her. This is Mazakine. We call her Maze. It's Jessie's new therapy dog. So she's joining us today.
Yes, she's killing it over there.
A 2-year-old cane corso. So she's going to be huge. I think this will be the last time she'll be able to fit on this couch with us.
I think so. So, yeah, temperature check. Lauren, start us out.
I'm doing pretty good. No complaints here. Navigating all things motherhood. I got a raging 3-year-old now, so that has been a learning curve, but parenting is at all stages. So
It seems like every state, it's like stage unlocked,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then there's like a whole new bundle of
Challenges include.
right. They should really have an app that preempts the things,
Yeah.
right? Like, you're coming up on this stage. You might want to prepare in the following ways.
Honestly,
Yeah.
we are outside of the thick of potty training, though. I consider him fully potty trained. Unless it's something that's my issue and he has an accident. Like if I don't make it to the bathroom in time for him, then we'll have an accident. But other than that, I was really worried about the whole potty training situation because I've always heard that it's harder to potty train boys. But he kind of did it himself. I was the slow one that was had to wait for shipping to order the perfect underwear because he's very specific on his chonies.
Mhm.
I ordered a set and he was like, "Mama, I don't like these." And I'm like, all right, back to the drawing board. So we're sitting on the computer together and I'm like, "Do you like these ones?" And he goes, "Yeah, Mama, I like those ones." So it was literally my fault that it took the time that it did because he was ready to go. I just didn't have my poop in a group with the cotton to spandex ratio.
It's very particular.
Yeah.
You want them silky soft, man.
I mean, I like my underwear a certain way too.
True story.
Granny panties only.
Oh, God, shut up. Not even.
You be all nasty over there. We know it.
Very sex.
Yeah. Katie, how are you doing?
Doing good. Definitely the chaos of he just turned 2 months. And so he is starting to do the social smiles and cooing and making different sounds. And so that's very fun. It's awesome to see him become a person
Yeah.
and not just lay there and eat and go to the bathroom and cry. Now you can kind of interact a little bit more, which is it's super fun.
It's got a little personality shining through.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Isn't it insane how fast they grow? Every time I see him, which is every 3-4 days probably, he just changes so much. It's incredible.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I was looking back at photos of him as a newborn and I'm like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
And thinking back of oh, when is this gonna end? And now it's ended and I'm like, what?
Again, stage unlocked.
Yes. How are you feeling, Ma?
I feel pretty sucky, to be honest. Yeah.
Let's talk about
I'm
it.
having a rough one. Thinking about stage unlocked, you said you have a raging 3-year-old. I have a raging 17-year-old, seriously. And yeah, it's hard. He's putting me through it a little bit, but I know it's just part of it. You know what I mean? But when you're in the thick of it, it's so, so hard. You just, as a parent, you want all the things.
Mhm.
And I know he's trying to figure out himself and who he is and all those things. And it's hard sometimes when those things don't align and you're trying to give grace and freedom for him to kind of discover that for himself. But he's amazing. He has a huge part of my heart, and it's just, yeah. painful sometimes.
Yeah.
But in good ways,
Yeah.
like in all the good ways, because he's doing amazing things right now. He's coming up on his senior year, so of course we got like all the final things happening, which
Mhm.
makes me a mess. Like just like when it was Caitlin's wedding for
I remember you cried for
8
like
months.
2 weeks straight.
Yeah. Oh, it was awful. Like anytime the sun would come out, I'd start weeping. Anytime the wind would blow, I'd start weeping. We have keyed into that again. Like every single thing, the national anthem, I am a mess. And yeah, so that it's hard.
Well, and I think about too, like talking about stages, and you feel like you finally got a wrap on the stage that you're in, and then boom, they grow again into a different stage. You having multiple children, I feel like would be such a mind fuck because you're like, okay, I've done the 17-year-old stage 3 times with multiple kids, but every kid is so different. And so you can't, you almost can't take the lessons and knowledge that you've gained in the other ones
hmm
and apply it because it's a completely different ballpark. So,
Yeah, it's like starting all over again.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I'm learning just as much as he is. And so we'll get through it. Absolutely get through it.
Yeah.
And he's one of our listeners. So he's probably listening to this and cursing me for calling him a raging 17-year-old. But that's okay. I love
All
you,
17.
Caleb.
I was gonna say, where are we all?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. But it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This too shall pass.
It shall. Before we get into the thick of it, though, I did want to shout out to our girl Joni. Because, guys, I have heard through the grapevine that Joni, like, brings her posse in, and they have, like, been viewers and listeners of every episode. And so I just think that's so cool. Shout out to Joni. Girl, thank you for your support.
We love Joni.
We do.
We do.
All right. Who wants to start us off?
I feel like we should start with you because
Oh.
yeah, because
You're the oldest.
yeah.
Dang. When your age is
Well, I
used
mean,
against you.
not to like call you out on it, but like also
You've
feel
also like had the most experience with it too,
true.
though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have the most kids.
Well, let's start here. What did, like, pre-delivery, right? What were some of, like, the thoughts that you had around, like, intimacy, or did you not think of it at all?
I think it was always something that was in the back of my head. Because your body's going through so many changes and I personally like wasn't feeling hot. Like I was anticipating what our relationship in general was going to look like, and intimacy is a key part of that. So I think for me, I was just thinking of our relationship as a whole changing um in reference to my body changes. And I also was anticipating like how is my partner going to feel not being able to be intimate for a long period of time after and stuff, and the healing process and just not feeling sexy.
Yeah.
I feel like that was kind of where I was coming from and the things that I thought about before I had even had my baby. What about you guys?
I don't even think it was on my radar, to be honest with you, when I was pregnant with Caitlin. Like, I didn't really even think a lot about it, and I didn't even think that, like, much would change.
Yeah.
I was a tad bit worried about my partner because I knew that, like, there was gonna be, like, a lapse in time that I would be able to, like, be intimate, or and I wanna clarify, because intimacy to me is, like, an emotional piece, and then there's sex, right?
Yep.
Like, the physical aspect of it. And so I was really worried about the sex part, because I knew that I wouldn't be able to do that for a period of time. And so I was worried about what he would think and how he would feel and if it was going to be okay. So that was on my radar prior to. I really didn't think much about, like the other part for me.
Like emotional intimacy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really didn't think about that. But fast forward to my other pregnancies, 2, 3, 4, I had a lot of like worries about it because I knew what to expect and what to anticipate. knowing what my body was going to respond with or feel like after birth.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, I never even like talked to anybody about it though.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in the Stone Age, like Caitlin likes to say. So we didn't have the internet or the phones or running water or, any of those things. We started fire with sticks. And so I didn't have the ability to really get like inundated with information. So you felt like you were on an island. So I didn't know what I didn't know,
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Yeah. I think I don't know, myself, like, I was more so worried about the emotional piece, I guess. I am, I don't know, I feel like I usually have a lot of emotions. Not necessarily do I voice them all the time, but I was worried about it being very overwhelming. Like having a newborn and trying to connect with my partner and like do the things and just I didn't want it to become like a roommate stage. Like I was scared of that. Not that that's a bad thing either. I mean, personally for me, I was just kind of like, "Oh, I hope we can still make time for connection."
Yeah.
And I feel like, since I've had Sterling, I feel like we have made time for connection. Thank you, Grandma, for watching Sterling many a times to allow that as well. But I find that we connect a lot more in like little moments that we can. But so yeah. But before I was worried about like more that piece than anything else.
Like what it'll look like after.
Yeah, just how your relationship would change and stuff and
Mm-hmm.
and the things.
Mm-hmm. I definitely noticed like a shift just in that emotional availability for myself, like post birth, because all of your energy is really kind of put into baby. And so it leaves very little left over for your partner. And of course, baby, if you're breastfeeding or you're doing all the things, you're the primary. And so it leaves your partner kind of feeling like I'm on the edge
Yeah.
of, existence. And I think that can get really wonky sometimes just with you being able to communicate and get along and everybody gets their needs met, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like the elephant in the room. Do you see it? Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that elephant in the room.
Oh no.
All right. So the elephant in the room that I was going to address
That's the elephant.
had nothing to do with
The blowout.
Sterling's little poop party. Is the pain. Did either of you like think? Well, you probably did.
Like,
But
like pain associated with what part?
sex after birth.
Oh, yeah.
Like, did anybody else think that was scary, or just me?
So are we talking like thoughts prior to delivery or like after delivery?
I think you were talking about prior.
Prior.
Yeah, like thinking about it before.
I didn't even think about it.
Really?
Nope. Not at all. I was superhuman, you guys. I had no fears.
Clearly.
I was very scared.
I would say I was nervous, but I also like I was more nervous about TMI, but how much I'd tear. Like
Yeah.
and then like going cuz everybody's experience is very different in that aspect. And so like I was like I'm going to prepare so much and I didn't do anything.
That's like the story of your life, actually.
And I didn't prepare.
Called me out. Well, like, I'm gonna drink the raspberry tea. I'm gonna eat the dates. I'm gonna do pineapple juice. No,
No.
nothing. I think I did it twice, and I've never eaten a date. So
Oh, they're gross.
Gross.
Yeah, they're really gross.
yeah, I've never had them. Well, yeah, like I just said. But yeah, so, but it actually didn't turn out that bad. So it's all good.
That's good.
But
Lauren, you were freaked out.
I was so scared. Like, I don't know. Just the Maze, you gotta stop licking my toes. I'm not that kind of girl. Anyways, I was super freaked out. I thought like just the idea of something that large coming out of your vagina, and then the thought of, like, putting something back in there,
Mhm.
like, just freaked me out, you know? And,
Well,
like, not being able to anticipate what birth was gonna feel like, you know what I mean? Like, having really no form of, like, pain in my vagina before birth. Like, I don't know. It's, like, not shoving random shit up there, so I don't know if it was gonna hurt, like, what it was gonna feel like, so I was really scared, and I was super scared for my first time after, because I definitely didn't wait the 6 weeks. I'm an impatient girly. I can't.
well, and I also think like very different experience like from what you had, mom, because we have like the internet. So like up on my Instagram for
Yeah,
you
we didn't have
page.
the internet
Yeah.
or water. Oh, go
Anything
ahead.
else?
No,
Yeah,
no.
okay. And so like knowing like on my for you page, like it told me like it takes this long for like this to heal and like for your hormones and all of these different like aspects of like pregnancy and after birth and stuff. And so knowing all of that, I think yes, made it like better because I knew what to expect, but also I would say like ignorance is a little bit bliss in that
Yeah.
aspect as well. So it can swing both ways.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
Mace, calm down.
I have all the things going on. She's like,
Mace,
where is he?
lay down. Alright. I'm s I don't even know what to say.
Oh gosh.
So, yeah, I don't know, I just had to bring that up because I feel like that's an important piece of the conversation that we're having too, is, like, the anticipation of it feeling different, not only for us as women, but, like, I was also concerned that it was gonna feel different for my partner and not as good or, whatever the situation might be. I feel like I thought about that a lot too.
Yeah. Well, dude, I did have one huge fear. I had the biggest fear that my partner would not find me attractive following it because I felt like my body had changed so much during pregnancy. And so, like, I gained with you, Caitlin, I gained 53 pounds. Like, my belly was stretched to its limits. And I just thought, oh, these stretch marks, and oh, my body's going to be so different. And what is it going to look like after? And so that was a really big concern, which is kind of like stupid now that I think of it, because why would I care? But in my 20-year-old brain, I guess I really cared about being attractive and like all these kinds of things, more so than any other piece of it. Um, and so that was a big concern. I was like, oh no, what's going to happen following this? And am I still going to be the person that he wants to be with? Am I going to be attractive? Is he going to be, you know, attracted to me? Am I going to be able to give him what he needs? And so, yeah, that was a big fear of mine.
I feel like that's very and a lot more talked about now than it used to be because I definitely had like that did cross my mind is like, you know, your body just does. It changes so much. But like after having Sterling, I can't imagine not like being attracted to your partner after like the sacrifice and just like everything that goes through like when you do have a kid. Like it's
Mm-mm.
just I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
coming from that end. Like
Yeah.
but
And I think too our situations were really different. So like in that time in my life, our relationship was not really emotionally connected or strong. It was based mostly off of physical attraction. And so that's probably why I had kind of more fear based around that, because it was primarily centered on that. But I think if it was like my husband or
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? A person that I'd been long-term relationship with, I would have known that like that piece of it, like him watching baby grow inside of me and, like being there for it would have created an intense emotional connection, which it did. It absolutely did. But, prior to having you, that was just one of the things that kept coming up for me.
Lord.
How did you feel about your body?
During so like I'm reflecting. I was drawing a blank. Okay. So, as far as like body image went, I have always been a bigger girl. So other than like physically feeling the baby growing inside of me, I didn't feel a lot different or feel like I looked a lot different. Um, until which you guys say you could tell I was pregnant. I feel like I couldn't tell.
I could totally tell.
Are you
It's
for
like,
real right now?
hey, baby mama.
I feel like I couldn't tell. I felt like I was just bloated. I don't know.
Oh my God.
But but looking back on pictures, I definitely had a pregnancy belly. I just didn't feel it at the time. So I feel like I didn't have any like difference in my body image. More so just like the after. I wasn't concerned with like the before or anything or like things as they were changing. I was just worried about how my body was going to be different after I had the baby, but not even like on the outside. Because, like I said, I've always been bigger, so that didn't really concern me. It was more so like if my vagina was going to feel gross. I was concerned about that. I don't know.
No, but have you guys ever heard of people saying shit like the daddy stitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumbest thing
Yes.
ever.
Fuck off with that shit. I don't like that
Yeah.
at all.
I just saw something too that was talking about that and how it causes like health issues further down the road and like yeah, and it makes sex so much more painful because that's not where you're naturally supposed to stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And men, educate yourselves because it shrinks back to its original size. There is no fundamental difference.
Your penis must just be small.
Right? Maybe
Can't feel it.
you
That's a
lost
you
girth.
issue. Maybe you lost girth. Go get a dick enlargement.
We really don't hate you. We just think you're stupid sometimes.
Long story short.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that so like moving on to like post delivery, I think that's where I really freaked out because I remember like when I was delivering you, Kate, you totally got stuck because your head was so big. And I just remember like the doctor looking over me and she like brings up this like scissors. And I'm just like, what are we doing now? And yeah, she's like, well, I had to cut you. So I had stage 3 or level 3 episiotomy, which I didn't understand what that meant, but I did after they stitched me up. Like
Did it tell you before?
no,
That's not
no.
Stone Age.
Stone Age. Yeah. We didn't even know how to communicate back then. You know, it was just like there was no talking. It was like
The
caveman.
sister was all rusty, or the scissors was all rusty.
It probably was.
You.
No, so yeah, like afterwards and after like the stitching up, I remember laying there and I'm just like, what is gonna happen now? Right? Like because when you have sex, you know, like it's gonna push against that area and are they gonna like bust or like what's gonna happen
the old
here?
pair of
So
jeans where the seam just rips.
I was pretty freaked out. Yeah, that part freaked me out. So like leading up to like having sex after baby was super stressful for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would feel very
Mhm.
daunting, I
Oh,
think.
and if you're uncomfortable, you totally don't have to answer this. Did either of you feel uncomfortable or like self pressure, like to get back on the horse after delivery? Like, because they say like what 6 weeks is pretty typical, right? Like, did you guys feel any self pressure to like do the thing earlier?
I think for me, it was that. It was self-pressure. I didn't
Yeah.
really feel any pressure from my partner. From what I can remember, maybe I just tuned him out and didn't care. Like, do it your damn self. I don't know. But I do think it was like a me thing. Like, I feel like I'm a pretty sexual person.
Mhm.
Don't take that wrong.
I think that's healthy.
Yeah,
Actually,
but
sexuality is healthy.
I really enjoy that. And so I think it was more so for me, like I want to do this. And your hormones are insane after you have a baby. So you're like,
Raging. Yeah.
yeah, you know?
You're like, I want it. No, I don't. I don't.
Mine is like, yes. My body's like, no. Yeah. So that's kind of where I was at. I was like ready to go mentally, wanted to do the things. Like I said, I didn't wait the full 6 weeks. I had a very not easy delivery because it wasn't. But
Yeah,
I did
3 days later.
Yeah.
3 days in active labor. Anyways, but like as far as like tearing or I didn't do any of that. So, I did prep myself.
Did you eat the dates?
No, I
Oh.
actually did perineal massages.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, like
You
multiple
online.
times a day. Ah, yep.
Nice.
I was ready to go, man. Like no breakage here. So, anyways, to answer your question, it was self-pressure. I was the one I think that was like pushing for it. And it did. It hurt. It was uncomfy. It wasn't like raging pain,
Mhm.
but it was definitely uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, and when you poop right afterwards, it hurts. So then you just have this like image in your head that, anything else around that area is going to be really awful.
I was really scared and anticipating because everybody tells you like the hospital makes you shit before you leave and like you better be
I was
ready.
like telling the nurse, I'm like, I haven't had a bowel movement yet. And she's like, I don't need to know that. And, okay, I'm sorry.
They're like, girl, keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's just for like in those situations where if you do tear or if they anticipate that you're gonna have challenges.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of the same thing for me as I was really concerned about that. And so I told my nurse, like, hey, I pooed. And she's like, oh, yay. You know?
Just awkward.
Yeah, but I was really scared for that and like peeing after because if you ever get like a cut down there or something or you have a little too much fun and there's like
Who's getting spicy with you, Laura?
or like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And maybe it was like bigger in my head because like I was cut from my vagina to my asshole. So though like it was the whole connecting region was severed. And so yeah, the
My
poop,
bad.
the poop
die.
was awful. Yeah, it was awful. I like had to get a stick and hold it between my teeth, when I
Oh no.
Tis was awful. Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost did it in the bathtub. Underwater because I wanted to like soak, but I didn't know. Yeah, it was awful. It was awful.
Did either of you guys, going back to our first question, I don't know where.
Feeling wipe that shock look off your face. Oh my God.
I'm reflecting. I'm sorry.
Did either of you guys feel any self-pressure to perform?
I definitely did. Most definitely. In my first pregnancy, I sure did.
Mhm.
Because it was so physically focused, I thought that that's what I just needed to do. Like this is the biggest connecting point in our relationship at that point. So I was like, oh my gosh, if there's no sex, if there's no intimacy, we don't really have much going on because we weren't really emotionally connected, I wouldn't say. But during my second, third, fourth pregnancies, those are very different because, of course, that was over the span of 14 years with the same person. And so we had built that like love and understanding. And of course, when you have a child, I think that deepens the connection anyway.
Yeah.
We didn't have that prior, but, following our first pregnancy, boy, it really changed. So my first pregnancy, absolutely a lot of pressure to perform physically. Not so much in the following ones because I felt a little more solid in my relationship.
I feel like I didn't really have a lot of pressure. I was like, nah, not even on the table. Like right away. It was
Just like not even on your radar, you were
Yeah.
focusing on baby and yeah.
like through the chaos of what was going on, like
Yeah.
didn't really even cross my mind
Mhm.
at all. I say like the closer you get to that 6-week mark, like after you make it out of like 4 weeks, you're like, okay, like I healed up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So then I was like, like nah, things are going well,
Yeah.
sort of.
You start to feel better and like feel more
More
normal.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then after, once 5 weeks hit, I was like, yeah, I mean, like you're just feeling more yourself
Mhm.
rather than like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But So yeah, I would say if I did have any pressure, which I don't really feel like I did, it was more self-imposed than anything
Yeah.
of just like, I don't know, the bounce back culture on social media is insane.
Mm-hmm.
And but then you can also go the other way where, I'll have a lot of like things that show up on my stuff that is just very, it's not normal to bounce back kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Well, I think it's such a unique experience, right? So my first pregnancy was vaginal. Second, third, fourth were all C-sections. Recovery looks very different, and so I think there was a big difference between, you, Katie, and everybody else. That recovery was just longer, more tedious.
me?
No, no, for me.
No,
But
like when you had
when
me?
I had you, it was easier
Okay.
than when I had the C-sections because, you have this huge ugly scar and they cut all your abdominal muscles and recovery is just a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that definitely was, I was more fearful in my later pregnancies that my body wouldn't be ready and that it wasn't going to be like it used to be just because I didn't have the core strength and then yeah, it got this big ugly scar. And it's like, oh, snap, And so it kind of just brings back waves of like insecurity and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah, I noticed like I didn't really have stretch marks until towards the end of my pregnancy. I felt so huge. Like the last 2 to 3 weeks of being pregnant, I was like, this is terrible. I would give anything to not be pregnant anymore. And like just my stretch marks really like were more pronounced than I think I even told Gabe's grandma like I'm giving this baby an eviction notice. Like I was just over it.
Mhm.
Um but like now, after post Sterling, like they're darker and like tender and stuff. And so it's just yeah, your your body does just it changes a lot whether it's C-section or vaginal, but I can definitely imagine C-section is a whole different process. Like, that was my worst, scenario is
Yeah.
doing that.
Well, I was super surprised because I really thought that having a C-section would be less painful than a vaginal birth, because it's like planned and you're like numb and
Gonna slice
they're
me
just
open.
yeah, they're just gonna like waka-cha. But it actually was super painful because not only do they cut you, you can't really feel that, but they push on you. So they start up at your rib cage and they have to push baby out. And I mean, you just get nauseous and it's painful and yeah, I would do vaginal birth any day. Um,
Over that.
over that. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how, like, the pain medication after that, there is like, didn't they give you, like, ibuprofen or Tylenol?
Yeah.
That's about it?
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Like, major surgery and, like, "Oh, here, send you home with, like, ibuprofen and Tylenol. Don't die."
Yeah.
I'd become a crack addict. I like to think I have a high pain tolerance, and I really feel like I do. What just was supposed to hurt me and it didn't? Do you guys remember? I feel like there was something that happened, and then okay, maybe that's a lie.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know, you broke your foot and you were all limpy.
Oh yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
No,
But
That was on our first podcast.
look how far we've
it was true.
come. Okay.
But yeah, no, I think that's just crazy. And even like vasectomies, they give like men like pain medication, but did they give you any when you get your tubes tied?
Yeah, they
Did
did.
they?
And that was exceedingly more painful than just the regular C-section because I did it right after
Did you?
Charlie was born. Yeah. So like I had her and then while I was open, they went ahead and did it, but they got to remove all your organs, dude.
And like put them on the table next to you.
Shut up.
Messed up.
Shut.
They have to like take your shit out, snip, snip, burn, burn, and put it all back in. And so for weeks afterwards, your organs are like shifting back around. It is so painful.
What if they like mixed it up?
No. What if they forgot to put your butt back in?
That's just wrapper energy.
Like what if like they like I don't know, like your liver and your kidneys are all
I mean, I think it comes down to trusting that your physician maybe knows anatomy, but
Does it matter?
Did you hear about like I don't know, you have like major surgeries and they leave gauze in you and
yes,
stuff?
yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, mistakes are sometimes made. Not with me, though. I have nothing inside of me that shouldn't be there. And I think I have everything that I'm supposed to have, so.
That's good.
I think if I was gonna do that, like, what do you not need? Like one of your kidneys and like your
Yeah.
bladder.
Did you sell it?
No, 100%.
No.
I mean, we might be starting a bidding war after this.
Okay, but hit me up if you need a kidney.
Some quick cash, no big deal. Yeah. Got a raging 3-year-old, but it's fine.
Yeah. I know men sometimes get a bad rap because they're like, if you like watch or observe, it kind of feels like they're not necessarily really involved because there's such a limit of what they can do. But shout out to the men. Most of them, like, honestly, are such a pivotal, piece of it and role in it. And so when we kind of make fun of the select few, maybe that we've had negative experiences with.
The select few is crazy.
The majority, though, like, honestly, like, especially, like, approaching that idea of, like, sex after delivery. I've talked to a lot of guys about it, and most of them are just like, "Dude, you let your body heal." You know what I mean? Like, the majority of men really are kind and,
Understand.
respectful, and also just very loving about that self-confidence piece, right? Like, "You're even more beautiful now than you were before." Like, I hear men saying that to their partners, and that just makes me so happy. So, like,
Shout out to Gabe.
Mhm.
He's definitely number one supporter. He's always like, ooh. And I'm like, ooh.
Well, and just, like, watching him through delivery, it made me so happy and so proud because he, like, showed up.
Yes, he did.
He totally showed up. I mean, he didn't wanna miss a thing, and he was there for you, and he was locked in.
I was so scared he was gonna pass out. Like, if anybody knows Gabe, he's like very squeamish about like just blood and like s- anything that's relatively gross. But he did awesome. He was very supportive.
Yeah. Yeah, just him going with baby to the NICU and all that kinda stuff, like, I was just like, "Ah," it's cool. It's cool to see, and it's cool to see as a mom, like, when your kids' partners show up for them and make that experience really beautiful.
Yeah, I remember when Sterling was like, when they were like gonna take him to the NICU, and he like looked at me, and I was like, "Go, like,
Mhm.
go be with him right now." And just like I had like a moment to myself after, and then I called you in, and then I bawled. But it was like very heartwarming to know like my partner was gonna be with him, and I didn't have to like worry.
Yeah.
I didn't have to stress about like what was going on. He like was texting me, and granted I didn't have my phone really, but he was texting me like telling me what was happening. Oh, I just fed him a bottle, like, and did the things. And but yeah, shout out to them men.
Yep. No comment.
That's okay. That's okay.
I am not reflecting.
Not reflecting.
Oh gosh. During delivery, like, or well, not during delivery, but more like during labor. Because how long did you labor for, Mom?
With you?
Yeah,
Probably 8-ish hours.
gotcha. Oh, sorry. My
Yeah. It wasn't, I went into preterm labor, actually about a month before, and then they gave me meds to stop, and then when I went back in, um, then my water broke, and I was in labor for a couple hours, but then I stopped. So then they had to induce, they had to do the Pitocin thing, and yeah, it took about, yeah, from the time they induced me to delivery, I think about 8 hours.
I was just thinking about like, I don't know, like delivery is so much different than like labor, right? Like preterm labor, like you're going, or you know what I mean? You're going through the things, but then like active labor is just so different.
Mhm.
And I don't think I was ready for that.
For the actual delivery?
No, for like I feel like I was like ready for like the active active labor, but like the
Okay.
before
pre-labor?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I was like, that's this will be fine, and then I was, oh my gosh, this is terrible, and then we're not even close,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a thing.
Yeah. Well, it's such an energy zapper.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it isn't like full pain. It's just like huge discomfort and you can't get comfortable and you're expending so much energy trying to like get positioned and like rest when you can. And I think that just makes it exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a riot. Having a baby is a riot, no matter what it looks like.
And after is a riot as well.
It is.
Quit looking at me with those eyes.
With that, we are gonna wrap her up.
Sterling's face is like, come on, guys, it's hot in here.
Right? Whoa.
Closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts.
Sex after birth is painful.
But
Just
you-
kidding. It doesn't have to be.
But
into
it is possible.
You can do it.
As we can see with people with multiple children.
I'd say communication is key.
Oh, for sure.
Like talking about how you're feeling and with your partner, and just like letting them know where you're at in your recovery. Everybody's recovery looks different,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and like that's totally okay. It doesn't have to look the same.
Absolutely. I think Caitlin might be a therapist.
I try.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
A
not licensed,
therapist's daughter.
kind of.
Well, hopefully everybody enjoyed the topic today. Remember to subscribe, to like, to do all the things, and share with your buddies. Don't be a bitch.
Don't be lame.
All right.
Comment. Tell us how we're doing. If you have any topic suggestions, let us
Absolutely.
know.
Or if you want us to change like what we're wearing, if that's
I'm wearing COMFRT, and I will not do that.
love COMFRT.
COMFRT's the best.
It is so nice.
Okay. Till next time, this is Jess
This is Caitlin
And this is Lauren.
and Sterling.
and
Peace out, guys.
peace.